I'll be continuing the conversation on the EU-AU summit. Remember, on our previous episode, Oiza Adi concluded on the measures being taken by EU-AU leaders to strengthen mutual ties. My name is Enoch Ramsey, and I'll be bringing you the concluding episode today. At the summit, the leaders agreed to strengthen ties by 1. Boosting cooperation between researchers, including through a joint AU-EU innovation agenda. Number 2, promoting exchange for young citizens, volunteers and students through the expanded Erasmus program. 3, developing partnerships between universities. 4, facilitating cultural exchanges and the movement of artists and artwork. 5, EU and AU leaders agree to boost peace and security cooperation. They express their commitment to, number 1, to foster cooperation through support for adequate training, capacity building, and equipment. 2, strengthen and scale up autonomous peace operation of African defense and security forces, including through EU missions and assistance measures. Number 3, to support law enforcement capacity building. The EU and the AU will deepen their cooperation in finding durable solutions for asylum seekers, refugees, and vulnerable migrants in need of international protection. EU and AU leaders also agree to revitalize the work of the joint AU-EU-UN Tripartite Task Force. Asylum systems will be further strengthened to provide adequate reception, protection for those eligible, as well as work on the integration. The leaders also agreed to keep working to address the root causes of irregular migration and forced displacement and enhance cooperation on tracking all migration-related issues. They committed to addressing the challenges posed by the brain drain and investing on youth and women to support their empowerment, skills, education, and employment prospects, notably through increased support for technical and vocational education and training. The EU also promised to support Africa in its transition to foster just and sustainable pathway towards climate neutrality. Despite the new and intensified drive by the EU, one man sees it completely differently. He is the Nigerian President, Muhammadu Buhari. In a statement submitted to the African Union EU Summit, called this existing agreement in Europe one-sided and unfair to the interests of African farmers and businesses. This was contained in a report by Bloomberg published on the 17th of February 2022. President Muhammadu Buhari called for a new economic agreement between the two sides. The Nigerian president also said the current economic arrangements between the EU and Africa were unsustainable and that a new and equitable economic partnership must be shifted. He cited the continent's lack of food is difficult to export to EU, which instead requires African countries to open their markets, allowing the EU to penetrate deep into African market, but making it impossible for African farmers and manufacturers to compete. Although half of Africa's population is engaged in agriculture, it remains in a state of net food import. In President Buhari's own words, it is for this reason that Nigeria has decided not to sign an economic partnership agreement. President Buhari also called on the EU to help the continent create more opportunities and that EU-African relations must be rebalanced to provide impetus for job creation, to avoid irregular migrants depleting Africa's talent pool while creating a political crisis in Europe. President Buhari said a fairer deal could also benefit the EU, with Africa's current population of 1.3 billion and the population doubting by 2050, meaning a huge young market is right on the doorstep of Europe. There are, however, other opinions which point to the EU's faltering relevance on the African continent, seen as more directly attributable to the falling of its own development regime. Political economists think that Benjamin's development narrative of a third world country turned global superpower is more attractive to African governments in contrast to the paternalistic approach of the EU, also seen as slave masters by African countries. What do you think of the EU-AU summit? What do you think of Nigeria's participation in the summit? Let's have your thoughts in the comment section. This is Nigeria Today, bringing you up to the minute analysis on global trends. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Thank you for staying with us.